Okay, I'm back working on the 8N, back working on the steering. Yesterday I went in and put new bearings in the gearbox, but yesterday was a bad day. Didn't feel good, had like 3 projects going. I got sloppy there at the end. Still had some play in the steering, and I just chalked it up to being a bad ball nut. Laying there in bed last night, I realized it's stupid, it's not the ball nut. If it was a ball nut, you'd have rotational slop, but it still wouldn't be moving the whole steering column up and down. So the preload on those new bearings is wrong. Now I think what the deal is they don't use a standard tapered roller bearing, and they don't use a ball bearing. It's the rollers are shaped kind of like a little football, and they fit up in a groove in the race, and I probably didn't get them up in there far enough when I was checking the clearance. I was just lifting up on the shaft like I would on a transmission with actual tapered roller bearings. So when you got it on the tractor, you put a load on it, then you notice the extra slack. So what I've done is I've set it up to where I can measure the slack as it is right now, and I'm going to go back in, pull the cowling, pull the top off the column, and take out some shims, try to get the rest of the slack out, because it just shouldn't be moving up and down. So let me show you what I've got going here. Okay, I took the steering wheel off and just lightly gripped the shaft with a set of vice grips. You can see right there, it's turned all the way clockwise. There is no gap between the vice grips and the deal. Now I rotate it and it raises up. You can see the gap there. That's about a 20 thousandths gap. And that causes that much rotation. So I'm going to go in and check my shim pack and take out all around. We got 20 there, we want 6 to 10. I might take out 15 or so, depending on what I can come up with the shims, but we'll try to get rid of that slop there. I just don't think I was getting the bearings up in the races good enough when I was checking it. And I'm thinking the best way to check it is under a load like I'm doing now. Now, if I'd have just done this before I put the hood back on, it wouldn't have been any big deal. Live and learn. So I'm going to tear it back down again because I want it to be right. Okay, we've got her all pulled down again. And a little bit of climb that does. I'm going to pull that out. Unbolt that right there, see if we can't take a shim out. Okay, I've played with the shims in that. Basically, I went down to what? I had like 40-some thousand in there yesterday. I went down to 10. And that has got rid of the slop and the climb. And as you can, I don't know if you can see, but the wheel and the pitman arm are moving pretty uniformly. And I've got the front tires off the ground to see if it was binding, and everything is nice and smooth. Both pitman arms working like they should. So yes, I probably have a few thousandths preload on the bearings instead of 6 to 10 thousandths of slop, but I don't really understand that anyway. I'm on a tapered roller bearing. I mean, I know these are kind of weird bearings, but still on a tapered roller bearing, you put a little preload on it. And I'm figuring the worst that'll happen is if it wears the bearings out, I'll just be back in there replacing them. But you've got that whole gearbox full of oil, so they're really, really well lubricated, because I intend to keep it full, so the top bearing's not starved. So I think I'm going to run with this for now. If I'm doing something stupidly bad, let me know in the comments, but I'm not thinking a little preload is going to hurt it. But yeah, now, like I said, it's just a slight amount. At like 16, like I say, I have a 10,000 shim in there now. At a 16,000 shim, I still had some play. So it's right on, maybe a couple thousandths preload. But like I say, I don't understand why they'd want that much slop. I mean, it's a tractor, I understand, but why have slop when you don't need it? Why have the bearings moving around in a way they're not supposed to? So I'm going to leave it this way. I'll get it all put back together. I'll give it a driving test and see how that works. call it good. Well, I might move the spokes on the wheel over a little bit. No complaints as though as far as slop. It don't run too bad. Next up, I think I'll be working on the governor. It looks kind of screwed up. Thanks for watching.